All right, here we go. We have a flight planned for, excuse me, flight plan set up from Monterey to lovely San Diego, California. I'm going to pull up the flight plan here real quick. All right, so this is what we're going to get it up on the screen. So where we're going to fly. So what I got, I set up the Monterey 4 departure, then Monterey Surfer Mickey to LAX, and then the Comics 1 arrival. And we'll plan for runway 27, most likely a visual. So without any further waiting here, let's get started. Actually, let's see.
Bank
Yep,
angle.
16, that's good. Min set. Passengers are loaded. One 135.45
Test okay.
for clearance. Go ahead and get our ATIS as well.
Advise on initial contact you have whiskey. Monterey Regional Information Whiskey. 1954 Zulu. Wind, 280 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 2000. Temperature 14. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3033. Visual approach runway 28 left, 28 right, in use. Departing runway 28 left. 28 right. Read back all runway assignments, and hold.
Alright, we have whiskey. Actually, we do have whiskey. Alright, we currently have 5,700. Alright, fuel on board is 5780. Actually, it's 5779. Zero fuel weight's 57,500. Okay, which gives us a gross weight 63,200. Alright, 63,200. We're at zero altitude. 63,200 is going to be with the flaps 5 takeoff. 131, 131, 132. 32. Where am I going here? Okay, 32. And then V fry is 143. Actually, it's 144. And then V ref, or V climb, is 156. Looks good. Altimeter is 3033. Alright, looks good. And we get this out of the way. So our minimum flap retraction altitude is 1,210 feet. Looks good. Alright, doors are all closed, passengers are loaded.
Sky 4 Delta Whiskey taxi via Gulf and Victor to the ramp. This frequency, take care.
Gulf and Victor, appreciate the help, and you guys were instrumental in helping me pass my biannual flight review a couple months ago, so thanks for that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Go ahead and pull up our clearance now. We filed for the Monterey 4. Let's see. Monterey 4, top altitude 7,000. Alright. Monterey clearance. Horizon Air 2437 is IFR to Lindbergh.
Horizon Air 2437, Monterey clearance. Roger, clear to San Diego Lindbergh Airport. Monterey 4 departure vectors to Surfer. That is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain 7,000. Departure frequency 121.3, squawk 2320.
Horizon Air 2437 is cleared to San Diego Lindbergh via the Monterey 4. Vectors of Surfer then as filed. Climb via SID, except maintain 7,000. Departure frequency 121.3. Squawk 2320.
Horizon Air 2437, read that correct? Twin Star 904 Victor, contact Phoenix approach 133.57.
Alright, ground is on 121.9er. Tower 118.4. Okay. We're going to 2320. Alright, so after takeoff, we're going to fly actually 278 to 1,100 feet, and then we're going to fly 329. I'm going to set 329 in here, 7,000 on the altitude. Okay, we're all set there. Alright, so just going to go over my flow real quick, make sure I got everything. And 28 left. Alright, I'm going to leave that blank, because we'll get the direct to Surfer anyways. We'll get vectors and then we'll do the direct to after that. Alright, then we're going to do the comics for 2 from LAX. And we could do, we'll just put in the, I'll put in the localizer 27 for now from Lindy. Alright, just going to review this, so take a second. Look at our altitude restrictions. So we have at Legend 150 to 190. Okay, 150, that's fine. Actually, I'm going to put it 160. Comics, we're going to put 130 there. And then Lantern will be at above 8,000. 230 on the speed, that's fine. X-Men's 7,000 or above, that looks good. And then Clone is 6,000. 210 knots. And then we got a native at 6,000. Alright, looks good. From there we'll get vectors. Alright, cross-fill the flight plan. Perfect. Alright, everything else has been set. Alright, departure is as follows. We are going to fly the Monterey 4 departure, which is climb heading at 278 until leaving 1100, or as directed by Monterey Tower, then climbing right turn to heading 329er. Thence, all aircraft expect vectors to assigned route fix. Altitude will be assigned by ATC, so maintain 7,000 or assigned altitude. Expect clearance filed altitude 5 minutes after departure. We have lost communications if no transmissions are received. 1 second. If no transmissions are received for 1 minute after departure, proceed to Salinas Radial 260 to Salinas Vortex, then assign fixed route, climb 7,000. Alright. That sounds good. So I'm going to put in Salinas 117.3 in my nav2 for backup purposes. 0.3. And then I'll do the radial for the lost communication radial 260. Alright, that's that. That's on nav 2, looks good. So as far as takeoff, we're going to use runway 28 left. We are, for any reason we got any kind of faults before 80 knots, we'll go ahead and stop, exit the runway. If there's any reason, or for anything after 80 knots, we'll only stop for any kind of red emergency, which are engine fire or loss of control of the plane. After that, we'll basically take it to V1 and the rotate, which is 131. And after V1, once we rotate, we'll take it in the air, and then if we have any engine outs or any kind of emergencies where we have to come back to Monterey, we'll go ahead and let ATC know. Locate the faults. After we're climbed to a safe altitude, we'll locate the faults and try to get vectors back to landing at Monterey. Alright, as far as that's it for the departure briefing. Looks good. Gear pins. Alright, all our equipment set. That looks good. Okay. Alright, V speeds are set. Escape hatch is closed. Circuit breakers checked. Hydraulic 3. Momentary press. Alright, looks like we have pressure. Nose wheel steering is off. Flight guidance control panel is set. We got 7,000. And heading 329 is set. We also have our minimum flap retraction altitude in case we have an engine out. That's set. Emergency brake pressure looks good. Power levers are disc and fuel levers are cut off. Seatbelt signs are on. And emergency lights are armed. Alright, before I start checklist. Originating check flows completed. Gear pins stowed. Pre-flight checks completed. External APU power. Let's go and just check our, whoops. Check our power levels here. Alright, looks good on the battery. Escape hatch closed, circuit breakers check, nose wheel steering is off, flight guidance control panel set. Fuel on board, we have 2890 on the left, 2890 on the right, check. Emergency brake pressure is parked. Hydraulic 3 pressure is checked, and good on the PSI. Power levers, condition levers, disc and fuel off. Emergency lights are armed. Fasten seatbelt signs are on. Departure briefing is completed. Alright, so we're going to back up. We'll have to get alpha. Request push back onto alpha. Alright. One thing we do have to do is get rid of that guy. Alright. Monterey ground, Horizon Air 2437. Request push back onto alpha. I'll wait until I get a response. I wonder if I'm disconnected because I haven't heard anybody in a while. And it says it's connected. Tell you what, I'm going to disconnect from piloted and reconnect. See if that helps. Give them a minute just in case they're doing a clearance call. Oh, this is weird. I'm showing ground on 121.9. That's probably why I can't be heard. But the charts say, other than that, alright, that's where I'm mistaken. Okay, the chart is 120.87. That's weird. Okay. Monterey ground, Horizon Air 2437. Request push back on alpha.
Horizon Air 2437, pushback approved on to taxiway Alpha, expect runway 28 left.
Back on Alpha, I'm expecting 28 left. Horizon Air 2437. Alright. We go nose left.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Locking gear. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, start engine number 1. Engine starter cutout. Start engine number 2. This, yeah, they don't know. Oh my god. They do not know how to push me back. I gotta,
Set parking brakes.
these guys are horrible.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Monterey Ground, Horizon Air 2437 with Whiskey Taxi.
Horizon Air 2437, Monterey Ground, runway 28 left, taxi via Alpha.
28 left via Alpha,
Is clear.
Horizon Air
Right
2437.
is clear.
Air 45 Romeo across North Bend, VOR at or above 4,000, clear to VOR Alpha, approach circle runway 22.
Oh man, stupid thing. They're not completely done and out of my way. It says please release parking brake immediately. Jesus. Okay. What up, Sam, man? How we doing? Doing a little hop down to San Diego. beautiful Monterey scenery. About an hour from where I live. I love how the lights on the side just float. It's kind of hilarious. Got beautiful weather out here, so this will be nice. Came up quick. Bang. Night before takeoff. Set. Radar on right side and terrain on my side. Flaps are set, that's good. Okay, so alright, before takeoff checklist to the line. Notifications done, takeoff regions completed, cabin PA is complete, kitchen livers, max trims, all 3 are checked. Takeoff warning test, we'll do that now. Alright, good to go. Flight controls checked. Can't really see them, but let's do that. Free and correct. Flight taxis in flight, and radar train as required. Transponder is alt on. We are ready for departure. And then below the line is bleeds on and min. Approach and flare lights will come on as soon as I take the runway. And 121.3 is our departure frequency. Okay. Monterey Tower, Horizon Air 2437, ready for departure. 28 left.
Horizon Air 2437, Monterey Tower, wind 280 at 12, runway 28 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 28 left, Horizon Air 2437.
Air 2437, just check the transponders on assigned beacon code here.
Horizon Air 2437. I got it showing 2320.
2437, Roger. You're showing a VFR beacon code on land.
Horizon Air 2437. Just recycled it. I was looking at.
Okay, thanks. Received.
Kind of odd. All right. Track hour is coming on. Sorry for that. There. Need to make sure the runway's clear, and I need to have head movements here during my taxi on the runway. All right, 1,100 feet. Then a right turn for 329, and then vectors to Surfer. let's go. Okay, Auto Feather is armed. Instruments are
Star
in the
904
green.
Victor, contact Phoenix approach
Airspeed's
128.65.
alive. 80 knots, check. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Alright, 1100 feet, right turn.
Number 24904 Victor, Phoenix approach, roger. Thanks for Foxtrot. Say approach request if you have one.
Okay, we'll go up to 160.
904 Victor, roger. Typically GA parks on the south end off of Hotel. Did you want 25 left by chance? For 904 Victor, roger. Expect that. Horizon Air 2437, contact NorCal departure.
On a departure, Horizon Air 2437. NorCal departure, Horizon Air 2437, 2,800, climbing at 7,000.
Horizon Air 2437, NorCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 190.
Up to flight level 190, Horizon Air 2437. Alright, get our speed.
35 Victor, contact
Alright,
northbound
flaps
tower,
up.
118.45. Report back from the affirmative. Radar service terminated, contact northbound
Alright,
tower,
pull back
118.45.
900 on the RPMs. Should be getting vectors here shortly to hit Surfer. So what I'm going to do right now is go direct to. We're going to go to Surfer. Looks good. So should we get it? We should be getting a right turn here. Hopefully soon. All right, let's go ahead and climb up. 185 on the speed. After takeoff flow, pumps off. Now we're clear of terrain. I'm going to put the weather on the side. And flip over to the right seat and terrain on that side. Actually, I'm going to weather on both sides, fine.
Number 7345 Romeo, northbound tower, circle east for a left base, runway 22. Runway 22 clear to land, wind 230 at 14, gust 18.
Alright, Auto Feather is coming off as well. Man, I was hoping to get vectors a little bit sooner.
Horizon Air 2437, turn right, direct to Surfer, resume on navigation.
Right, direct to Surfer on navigation, Horizon Air 2437. Alright, 9,000, climbing flight level 190. Beautiful scenery. My house is out here somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere over this mountain. Right on the other side of this little hill right there. We call Hecker Pass, I think it's right here. Nice windy road going through the mountains, and I'm right on the other side of that. Alright, been cleared up to our cruising altitude of flight level 190. I'm direct to Surfer. Currently on heading mode. I'm going to face Surfer a little bit now. We're going to go ahead and put it in nav mode. LNAV is selected, and we are set for LNAV. Currently climbing at 185, and we got alt select. Yeah, I think I agree. That is probably the minimum vectoring altitude from where I'm at to Surfer. Definitely. I'm at Monterey, by the way, so there might be a minimum. Beautiful Pacific Ocean. Flying pretty much not completely on the coast, but for the most part we'll be able to see the coast most of the way down. Yeah, I had my climb in the 160, which is just a little bit faster than flaps up altitude, so I kept that climb going for a little bit. For what was it, until 5,000 feet. I could have kept it probably up a little bit higher, but I decided to increase my speed a little bit there as well, thinking that I was going to get turned around. I thought I was going to get turned around about 5,000 feet, but it was a little bit higher. Yeah, this is the Dash 8. This is probably at this. I would say right now it's my favorite one to fly because the developer has just done so many good things with it. It's everything that you expect it to do. It does it correctly. Like I haven't found any kind of like really nasty bugs to it where it makes it almost impossible to have to change anything. Like if I have to change my approach, my arrival, any of that kind of stuff on the fly, it has no issues with that, and it doesn't do anything berserk. Like I find some of the other planes out there, especially the Aerosoft CRJ, which is another one I like to fly if it works, but if I have to change anything on the fly on that, it can create some problems for me. And then if I have to do a missed approach, it's definitely has not worked well on any kind of a missed approach procedures. It's basically your flight plan is pretty much garbage after that point, and you can almost not reprogram a new arrival. So I've stopped flying it just because it wasn't reliable enough to actually to continue to fly it. So this thing is very reliable. Plus I can do failures on it if I want. I could just go ahead and start activating it. It also has what's called default failures. So as time goes on, certain things will fail on you, which is good. Shared cockpit works like it's probably one of the best shared cockpits out there as far as everything working as expected. No bugs in that. So yeah, it's definitely a good plane to fly. 1,000 to go on the climb.
American 45 Romeo, taxi via Charlie and Alpha to the ramp. This frequency taken.
Seems like they're moving along quite well on the 737.
One star 904 Victor,
Ultimate.
just want to maintain 7,000.
I guess another update's coming out pretty soon there too. Pilotage is good. I pretty much most of my flying is pretty much with Pilotage. All right, coming up on my altitude, speed's increasing. But yeah, no, that's, I mean, it's, if I was to have to do like these kind of flights without ATC, to me it would be fairly boring. I mean, there is some stuff I will do without it, but not really. Most of the time, it's if I'm trying new stuff out, like trying to see how an RNAV approach and a go around, I'll do it on Pilot Edge, and I'll tell them, I'll tell the approach controller, I'm expecting, I'll let them know, expecting to go missed and then do the hold and all that kind of stuff. So they're usually pretty good about it. But again, it is a paid service, so you do pay a monthly service for it. Personally, I find that money is well spent. Yeah, I've done some pretty cool stuff in this plane and on Pilot Edge. Done some flying some arcs. This thing flies an arc like extremely well. It actually puts in the curvature of the arc in the flight, so it actually will show, instead of just like a bunch of little straight turns and then a straight and then a turn, going straight and then a turn in an arc, it'll actually fly. If you have this thing programmed in there, it'll actually fly the thing with the curvature already in it. That is standard. Oh, okay. I've seen some other ones not fly it as well, for sure. Alright, speed's at 250. I'm going to let it increase to about 260, maybe 265, and then I'll go ahead and start pulling back the throttles. Let's go put this thing in 850 in the props. Gotta be really careful of that, because I've pulled these things back to the start feather before and over revved them, and I basically had to shut down each engine one at a time and then restart them. Yeah, so this one, I'll have to look at it.
Horizon Air 2437, contact Oakland Center 128.7.
Hold on. 28.7, Horizon Air 2437. Yeah, that doesn't show that, I don't think, in this one. I'll have to look again. Yeah, that tells you the distance, I think. Like the letters is like if you have a P, it's like stands for 16 miles and so like that, as far as like 28.7 is what I.
Oakland Star 904 Victor, fly heading 160.
Is what I was under the impression.
Overhead Phoenix Airport for left,
fixes.
downwind runway 25 left, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend and maintain 6,000 vectors for 25 left. 904 Victor.
Alright, here's
Surfer Victor, confirm the heading, fly heading 160.
Now we're direct to Mickey.
160, 904 Victor.
Oakland Center, Horizon Air 2437, flight level 190.
Horizon Air 2437, Oakland Center, roger.
You know what I did do? See, that's why you guys got to remind me that. He's probably looking at my altitude, and there's he should have shown a little bit of a discrepancy there. Forgot I was going flight level 100. For some reason in my mind I was thinking I was going to be flying at 17,000, so I was thinking I was going to get my altimeter and stuff like that. So anyways, alright, 260, that's good on the speed. I'm going to go ahead and pull these things back to about 74. Let's see, 72. Let's see if we can maintain that. See where our speed's at there. Yeah, this is a good route. I haven't flown this route yet before. I've flown from Monterey to San Diego before a couple different times, but this one's, I think, slightly different route. I have flown the Comics 1 arrival into San Diego, which, you know, is fairly standard for this turboprop. Alright, we should have quite a little ways to go before we get into LA
Horizon Air
Center.
2437, contact LA Center 135.5, so long.
35.5. 35.5, Horizon Air 2437. I was just about to say it should be a little bit of time, but I guess I was trying to look at exactly where the LA boundaries were, and I was thinking it was a little bit further south. Alright, 35.5. Now we get a different controller here. Oh yeah, so there's the boundary. I was looking at something.
Las Vegas Park for your contact.
Yeah, it's right at Mickey's where I should have got the switch over. So I'm just 18 miles south, so this is pretty good. Los Angeles Center, Horizon Air 2437, flight level 190.
Horizon Air 2437, Los Angeles Center, good afternoon.
Cool. From Mickey, it's going to be direct. I think it's direct to LAX. Yeah. Actually, I've done this flight to Slant Alpha. I think the last time I did it all Slant Alpha flight. Victor Airways here.
Sundale 5 is cleared to the Los Angeles airport.
Which is quite fun.
Last routing filed.
You know,
Proceed direct
flying
darts.
VOR to VORs
Send and maintain.
can be interesting sometimes.
7,000 for now.
As you get further away, your course starts to deviate a little bit more than you would see if you put it in the FMC a little bit. All right, gonna just check.
Niner Zulu Tango, taxi parking via Juliet, Charlie,
Cabin pressure's
Hotel.
looking good.
Alpha. Cross runway 20 left Juliet, and I'll pass to the island.
All right, I forgot to turn these off like I normally do. All right, everything else is good.
For Niner Zulu Tango, you got to make sure you read back the runway crossing instruction.
All right, you can see how much nose down trim this thing has. That's one thing that I do have an issue with, is sometimes if I want to take it off autopilot
Tower, runway 26,
at the incorrect times, it basically wants to shove the, like right now, if I was to take the autopilot off, I would basically have to do a massive amount of trim up, nose up, to be able to control the plane properly, which is kind of odd thing to have to do.
Sundale 5, descend to maintain 6,000, and you can contact approach 128.5.
Okay, 160 miles to LA. The ground speed of 420 knots. At least we got the wind. Look at it. We got 80 knots of wind. Yeah, it doesn't. So I could show you right now, but I would be afraid that this thing would just be in a nosedive if I tried to do it right this second. And I don't want to be doing that while I'm on pilot edge. I wish they had this plane in X-plane. Definitely be a good one to fly.
Expect the ILS runway 24 hot approach. Sundale 5, I didn't catch that. Did you say you had the weather? Sundale 5, thank you for that. Total was 1705, contact LA Center 134.65. Sendero 5 flighting 120 vectors to the approach. Level 1705 LA Center, good afternoon. Climb maintain flight level 230. Percent 4 Quebec Honda departure. Percent 4 Quebec Honda departure.
That is San Luis Obispo right there.
As an 074 Quebec, Point McGill departure rate of contact, climb maintain 5,000.
And then Oceano's somewhere down. It's a tiny little airport somewhere. Actually, I think it's down over here more.
Sendero 5, send and maintain 3,000.
Yeah, we gotta do some more 737 flights. I haven't really flown that much since our last time we've flown it.
For 74 Quebec, turn right heading 090. South 1705, contact LA Center 133.55.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, then once the ultimate is, you know, completed, that'd be a nice one. That it looks really nice. I did a quick hand fluid last night after me and you after we were talking about it. I just took off from San Diego, just basically did a pattern work with it.
South 1705, LA Center, climb maintain flight level 280.
with hand flying in. You know, it flew pretty good. I didn't do anything in the FMS. I just kind of took it up, and it actually was really nice.
Sendero 5, flighting 220.
Nice. So at Mickey, we had 46.55 on the fuel. I'm just gonna do a quick fuel calculation check here, make sure we're still good after Mickey. And my plan was having 4,500, so yeah, we're looking good on the fuel.
Or 74 Quebec, join the Ventura 044 radio.
Let's look at our time as well. So our timing should have been.
Sendero 5 is 2 miles from Merce, fly present heading.
16
Maintain 3,000
minutes.
to establish localizer, clear out
And
last
it
runway
took me
24 right
18
approach.
minutes. And that's the time difference is the identifier is MRY, so KMRY.
Sendero 5, that's going to be the runway 24 right approach.
So yeah, so 18 minutes time it took me to get to Mickey, and that's 2 minutes longer. And that's just because of me not getting up high enough as fast as it probably planned on the plan. So we're looking good on time and fuel. We'll do another check for LA as well. Yeah, I tend to fly more out of the airplanes that I have add-ons, or airports that I have add-ons for. So I have the Orbix add-on for Monterey, I also have it for San Diego. I have a few other ones in P3D as well, like Eagle County, Bozeman, and then I have San Francisco and Denver, Phoenix. So, and then I got Sonoma, I think, as well up there in Napa. Maybe a couple more I'm missing, but oh yeah, Palm Springs. So yeah, I try to fly. Try to fly those. Well, I could tell you what the MEA, just looking at the chart here, for my route of flight. If, 1 second.
Sentinel 5 to LA Tower 133.9er.
Let's see. Well, it's I think it's going to be around 7,000, because yeah, I think it's about around 7,000. So I think that's why he was getting me. He was making sure I was going to be at 7,000 feet before I flew south of Monterey, and that's just a guesstimate because I see a lot of
just Quebec, contact SoCal approach.
Just the Victor Airways minimum altitudes on those segments just south of Monterey, and they're at 7,000. So that would be my guess.
Transit 907 for Quebec, SoCal approach, Burbank altimeter 3007.
Every time he says that Horizon Air 74 Quebec, I keep thinking he's going to be asking me for something, but he keeps faking me out.
Number 7 for Quebec, I'm going to give you a shortcut here. Proceed direct, Van Nuys.
Normally I like to do a little bit shorter flights just because of, just me sitting here doing pretty much not much as far as the flying portions in this big segment. So, but I haven't done this flight in a long time, so I felt like it's a good time to do it.
Southwest 1705 descended by the Disney 3 arrival.
I may do a nice short flight after this as well. I'm not sure if I got time. Actually, by the time I land, I mean I have time. Not just because I'm going to do the flight night for the 87th. Your Discord? Yeah, I can look at your Discord. Absolutely. I got a secondary monitor.
For 74 Quebec, out VFR traffic, 11 o'clock, 4 miles southbound, case 2700. Appears to be climbing, type unknown.
Let me increase that. There we go. Is that? Wow. Oh, that's a pretty detailed section of around the airport. Those are all minimum vectoring altitudes. That's pretty cool. Is that where you fly out of mostly, or just an example? Oh, lower. Yeah, I got you. That's understandable. Yeah, I know they have. I know minimum vectoring altitudes are different than the MEAs, but I was just kind of giving an example of basically of what it might be. You know what I mean? Exactly. Gotcha. Yeah, if you weren't under radar control, then you gotta follow the MEAs.
Remember 298 Charlie
That
up
makes
towards
sense.
ground right, 29 right, taxi by Alpha Juliet. Remember Charlie Alpha, what is your aircraft type again?
That's pretty cool though. So are you able to pull those up
Thank you.
worldwide? Man, I don't have access to the Jefferson. I only use the ones for the FAA from SkyVector because it's free. Looks pretty cool though. Yeah, Navigraph, that's right. Yeah, I don't spend the money on that because I can get the charts other places, that's why. That's pretty cool though. I mean that's a 50 mile. Is that 50 miles? It's hard to see. Is that 50 miles around the airport? Yeah, see I do most of my flying just in this PE network area. Some or more? Wow. That's pretty cool.
Sentinel 5, welcome to LA, left enable. And Sundial 5 taxi parking via Zulu Echo.
Holy
Cross
moly.
runway 24 left on Zulu. Have
That's
nice
a
day.
crazy chart. What the heck is that?
Yes, cross 24 left on Zulu.
Huh. Why are the triangles all over the place? That's crazy. Oh, yeah. I always love that descent at pilot's discretion. With this plane, you have a minimal amount of VNAV capability. I mean, you can, like, let's say with this plane, so if they say, just for instance, they say descend to, 1/4000, or descend, whatever, just say basically descend at pilot discretion 1/4000 at LAX. I can actually go, I can do a VNAV in this, don't fuck me over. I can do a VNAV, I could put LAX here. So I could go, let me just, did I miss it? Oh yeah, LAX #1, duh. So I can put LAX, and I can say, I can put my distance. Let's say they say, be at 13,000, 10 miles from LAX. I can put 10 miles here, and then I can put, the 13,000 or whatever, and then I can put what I want my target descent to be, and then basically it'll give me
Southwest 1705, contact LA Center 126.35.
it'll give me you can see here top of descent. So basically this is my top of descent. So if I wanted, so now I'm going to arrive, basically if I follow this top of descent, it's going to give me 13,000 feet 10 miles from there. So when I get within like 1 or 2 minutes from this top of descent, I'll get a VNAV here, and then I can activate my VNAV and then just set my altitude. And then basically what's going to happen once I arm the VNAV, it'll basically descend.
South 1705 LA Center, good afternoon.
Which is cool.
The John Wayne altimeter.
And it does pretty good. And then, as long as you, you can see top descent alert. So basically it's getting ready to come up. And as soon as, see there's the VNAV. So we're still high on the descent here. So basically, if I arm the VNAV now, I could just basically hit VNAV here, set my altitude to 13,000 feet, and then basically once I get to the top of ascent, you'll start seeing this thing lower to the center, obviously. Just like on 737, it's pretty much the same. And then it'll start descending at 1,800 feet. And then if I have I could set additional altitudes on the next waypoint. And then basically as long as right as I get to the first waypoint, and if I go ahead and switch the altitude down to the next one, if I do it just right before, it'll basically follow the next path. So anyways, go ahead and cancel that. Which is pretty cool. I mean, it works pretty good.
Or 1217 Juliet. Candy ground on request, standby.
It's not a full. It's more of a VNAV assist. I guess an assist. Well, that one it actually works as VNAV, but it's not a full route VNAV system, if that makes sense. Like, you know, like the 737 is. You could basically just tell it when your top descent is. It's going to hit each altitude on each waypoint. Here you can't do it that way. You have to have like
wind 25018.
You have to have it in your VNAV path to make that work. You'll see here, like it won't. If I just click on VNAV, it's not going to follow these restrictions
3 miles
all the way
opposite
down.
direction, indicates 5,500, type unknown.
So I mean, we're at 19,000 feet, so we're really not going to have to descend for a little while, I would assume. I'm going to just look at my comics. So comics starts at LAX, and it's a recommended altitude of 17,000 feet after LAX. So their first real
1217 Juliet is cleared to the
is
Kilo Hotel India Airport.
Legend,
Beach Springs transition.
and it's flight level
South,
190 down to
except
15,000. So
10,000.
I'm pretty much
Expect 12,010
at that
departure.
restriction right now.
Departure
So
frequency
I won't have to descend for a long time.
124.85, squawk 1362.
Yeah, I like this tailwind. It's got 80 knots, almost 80 knots of tailwind here. Dude, my ground speed is 420 knots.
17 Juliet, the initial altitude is going to be climbed by SID, except maintain 10,000.
Thankfully, I'm not going the other way.
2,000, 10 minutes after departure. And the squawk code 1362. That's correct. You too, catch you later.
I need to set up my those automated messages on my stream here. It seems like that I had them going a little bit too often, and now they just barely even go. So, like to subscribe to the channel and all that.
2437, contact LA Center 125.27.
2527, Horizon Air 2437. That's a lot of numbers.
Alright, Charlie Alpha, exchange approved.
Come on. Yeah. The sim just stalled out a little bit. Near LA it does that. 2527, right? There we go. Los Angeles Center, Horizon Air 2437, flight level 190.
Horizon Air 2437, LA Center, roger. Number 298 Charlie Alpha, Hawthorne Tower. Port over the Hawthorne at 405 freeway. Maintain
It's
VFR 2005.
LA.
Outside LA Bravo airspace, still advised. Squawk 5446.
All right, dude. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Just got to get some flights in together, though, for sure.
Southwest 1705, contact SOCOM approach 135.4.
Okay.
298 Charlie Alpha, contact LA Tower 119.8. Southwest 1705, SOCOM approach, Ontario altimeter 3000. Nine 07 for Quebec, contact SOCOM approach 135.4. Nine 07 for Quebec, SOCOM approach, Ontario altimeter 3000. I advised you had the weather San Bernardino.
Alright, so we're expecting LA at 41 minutes and 3.6. So 41, actually, we were 2 minutes late, so I'm expecting it should be at 43 minutes. We'll probably be early.
298 Charlie Alpha, LA Tower ident.
Just because we got a lot of back, and then 3.6 is what was planned. We're coming up, you can see right here, just over 3.6.
298 Charlie Alpha is radar contact. Cleared through Los Angeles Bravo airspace, main route northbound. Maintain VFR at 2500 while inside Bravo airspace. LA altimeter 3008, report overhead. Seven for Quebec with the RNAV Zulu 24, alright.
We're right at 41 now. And the stutters worry me. Yep, that happens. You start getting disconnected from Pilot Edge every time a huge stutter like that happens. It sucks. Los Angeles Center, Horizon Air 2437 had a disconnect. Do I need a resquawk?
Horizon Air 2437. Yeah, if you could squawk a 1332 for me, that'd be great.
Alright, 1332 coming up.
Other aircrafts at 17 Juliet. Run 217 Juliet, Candy ground right 21, taxi via Papa and Bro.
Alright, so we have 43 minutes perfect on the time, and right at 3.6. That's looking good. Alright, fuel checks.
Alright, Charlie Alpha, leaving Bravo airspace air service terminated. Contact Santa Monica Tower 120.1. Horizon Air 2437 meter contact 5 miles south of the Los Angeles airport. Welcome back. 298 Charlie Alpha, Santa Monica Tower.
Man, LA is a bad loading area
transition approved south to north.
for P3D.
Maintain VFR at 2,500.
Alright, let's look up. Gotta pull together.
Southwest 1705, unable to maintain 210 knots or less.
Alright, we're gonna pull up the ATIS for San Diego, Lindbergh.
Temperature 18. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3009er. Visual approach runway 27, in use. Departing runway 27.
Okay.
2051 Zulu. Wind, 270 at 10. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 4000. Temperature 18. Dew point 8.
1217 Juliet Can Tower, runway
3009er.
21, clear for takeoff.
Visual
Wind
approach runway 27, in
260,
use.
16, gust 29.
Departing runway 27. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery with your aircraft type, initial heading, and requested cruise altitude. Operate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact you have hotel.
Southwest
Lindbergh
1705,
Field Information
contact
Hotel.
approach 128.1.
2051 Zulu.
Okay, we got a hotel.
Southwest 1705, SoCal approach John 1 altimeter 3004. Thank you for X-ray, expect the visual approach runway 20 right. Southwest 1705, flighting 270. 1705, that's Vectors, John 1 airport for the approach. Risner 2437, contact LA Center 128.6.
28.6, Horizon Air 2437.
Charlie Africa, change approved. We're 9074 Quebec, cross Paradise 5000, cleared RNAV Zulu runway 6 approach, spec circle runway 24. 74 Quebec, permanently cross Paradise 5000, cleared RNAV Zulu runway 6 approach, circle runway 24.
Excuse me, brother.
Southwest 1705, flight heading 290, is in to maintain 5000.
Los Angeles Center, Horizon Air 2437, flight level 190.
Horizon Air 2437, LA Center, descend by Comics 1, arrival, Lindbergh altimeter 3009er.
Descend via the Comics 1 009er, Horizon Air 2437.
1217 Juliet, contact departure. Juliet, departure frequency is going to be 124.85, Los Angeles Center 124.85.
Okay, didn't descend.
Southwest 1705, center maintain 3000.
Alright.
29 Charlie, Van Nuys Tower, enter
So,
left downwind runway.
comics.
Correction, enter right downwind. Right downwind runway 16 right,
So
port mid.
Legend is anywhere above 15,000 will be fine. So let's hit comics at 13,000.
They try out,
will
it's
be
going to be
fine.
16 right. Right downwind runway 16 right.
Comics. Looks good.
Southwest 1705, flighting 220. Southwest 1705, midnight heading, make that a 200 heading. Or 1217 Juliet, LA Center ident.
Alright, we're gonna do a CR 60,000.
Or 1217 Juliet, radar contact, 15 miles.
We are flaps 15.
Correction, that's going to be 11 miles west of the Grand
124.
Canyon Airport. The Las Vegas altimeter, 2979, climb maintain 12,000.
Alright, just keep
Southwest
coming.
1705 on the rollout, the field's going to be 12 o'clock, 11 miles, port in sight. Southwest 1705, clear visual approach runway 20 right. Horizon Air 2437, contact SoCal approach on 100.6.
19.6 Horizon Air 2437. Circle approach, Horizon Air 2437, 15,800, descending via the Comics 1.
Horizon Air 2437, SoCal approach, Captain near Lindbergh altimeter 3009. You said you had the weather?
A 009er with, we also have Hotel, Horizon Air 2437, look for the visual 27.
Horizon Air 2437, expect the visual runway 27, thanks, and thanks for the weather.
Just a little bit high. We want to be between 12,000 and 5,000 here, so I'm going to go ahead and start descending this thing a little bit quicker.
298 Charlie Alpha.
There we go.
Charlie Van Nuys Tower. Winds appeared
So
to
we're looking
be
for-
changing on me over here.
Let's go to Lantern.
I'd like to, wind's showing a 34021 gust 29er.
Action
Do you have real
clone.
weather
We can
turned
go
on? Would you like the
clone.
runway ones, or would you like, I'm sorry, do you have real weather turned on? And would you like the 3-4s, or would you like to go
There we
on
go.
land the 1-6? Wait, Charlie, thanks for 1-6 right clear to land.
Alright, so we're looking for Lantern at 8,000. This is fine, and then, okay, we're looking good here.
1705, contact John Wayne Tower 126.8. South 1705, John Wayne Tower, room 20, right clear to land, wind 27013, gust 23.
Set that in. In case I need the localizer, 110.9er with 275 on the course. Alright, we should be looking for 8,000 now. Alright, we have, we'll go ahead and fasten the seatbelts now. Go ahead and pull the lights on. Everything else is good. Alright, we'll use 68. I wish I knew it. Alright, 68. That looks good. Alright, 9,500. Looking for 8,000 by lantern. And then from there, we will be... We need to... Yeah,
Percent for Quebec, contact San
right at
Bernardino Tower
230 knots, so let's go ahead
119.45.
and start speeding up just a little bit. And then X-Men's at 7,000 or above. It's loading in San Diego right now, so it's kind of
1705 taxi parking by Alpha
a little
Monaco.
bit
Have a nice
slow
day.
on the load there.
Nine 007 for Quebec, San Bernardino Tower Circle, southeast of the field for a left down runway 24. Cleared to land, runway correction, cleared to land and the wind 220 at 9.
Looking good on the speed. Alright, so now we're descending 7,000. So this should be switching. Alright, X-Men 7,000.
Alright, Charlie Alpha, Van Nuys ground. Taxi parking via Foxtrot Bravo across runway 16 left Foxtrot. And next time, wait for tower to switch you over to ground before transferring by yourself.
Alright, there's the airport right there. We'll be landing on 27 coming back this way. So we're going to make a left turn here, come back around.
Rising Air 2437, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
2435, Horizon Air 2437. It's a lot of numbers. SoCal approach, Horizon Air 2437, 7,400 descending via the COMEX 1.
Rising Air 2437, SoCal approach, good afternoon. The Lindbergh altimeter 3009er. The Lindbergh airport is going to be 1 o'clock, 7 miles port in sight.
009 airport in sight, Horizon Air 2437.
Rising Air 2437, clear visual approach runway 27.
Clear for the visual 27, Horizon Air 2437. Alright, good. A little bit
Rising Air
slow.
2437, going to hide at the tower now, 118.3. We'll see you.
18.3, Horizon Air 2437. Lindbergh Tower, Horizon Air 2437, visual 27.
Rising Air 2437, Lindbergh Tower at 27, clear to land, wind 270 at 10.
Clear to land 27, Horizon Air 2437. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and take this, make a right base. Oops, keep messing with these things. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our heading. Let's get our heading bug going. Okay. And then what I want to do is gonna start descending. Let's go ahead and get our altitude down to 4,000 now. Alright, flaps 5. Go ahead and set our... Get this all set now so I don't forget. Everything else looks good. A little bit slow. Alright, gears come down a little bit early. Slow on the turn. Alright, landing checklist, gear down, 3 green. We're flaps 10, indicating 10. We'll go 15 before we land.
7 Quebec, right when able, taxi parking via Alpha, monitor ground, have a nice day.
Okay, exit to parking.
Leads
via
on
Alpha,
and
Sun
min.
Quebec, thanks, Trail.
Notification done, and we'll do flaps 15 shortly. Alright, so we are nose down on the trim, which is unfortunate because if I take the autopilot off now, it's going to cause me some issues. Alright, just give it a try and see what happens. Let's see if I take autopilot off.
2500.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Just a little late turn to the final there. That's not a big deal. missed approach. If we miss, it's a visual, so I mean we basically are just gonna get vectors back to around, but I want to climb to at least 2,500. And 275 on my heading in case I have to go miss. That looks good. Alright, flaps 15. And let's hit our approach speed as well. And get on center line.
1217 Juliet VFR traffic 3 o'clock,
Alright,
900
clear to
miles.
land.
On a southwest bound heading altitude indicates 16,600 type unknown.
Get on center line already. It's not like I have a crosswind. There we go. A little better. And it's a little bit fast.
1,000.
This is always a fun approach. Just because you got this hill right here as you're coming down. Oh man, I'm getting like really bad stutters. Still manageable, but it could get
500.
worse and make it almost impossible.
Plus 100. Minimum.
And it shows that I'm high, which I'm... Alright, Pappy shows I'm still a little bit too high.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, that was horrible. I needed to trim a little bit better. Coming back.
Passenger 2437, next left label taxi parking via Bravo. This frequency of nice day.
Next left, taxi via Bravo, Horizon Air 2437. See you. Yeah, I gotta get rid of these, I can't remember how to do it, but I gotta get rid of those stupid, the default, taxiway signs off of the scenery. Just they're kind of in the way. Alright, we're clear on the left. Normally, first officer would be doing all this, so I'll do it while I'm taxiing. Terminal down, actually. Bravo 24. So let's call up Bravo 24. I guess that's southwest. Oh well.
Or 172, that traffic no longer factor. He's to your 12 o'clock, about 1-2 miles. And he appears to be going a bit faster than you, so it should be no factor.
Taxi light's got to come off. The marshals never in the right spot. They're always too far away with this plane. It's kind of funny. He's probably in the building somewhere. Alright, there we go. Good enough. Pull it down. Alright, that's it. I'm going to step away for a few minutes. I might do another flight here. Let's see what time it is really quick, actually. It's kind of close. Yeah, I don't have time for another flight yet, but I'll be back in 2 hours for another flight after that. But I'm going to end the stream right now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
San Bernardino ground, Baron 921 Victor November's at the FBO, taxi for a west departure with Kilo. This is for the Cat 7.
Baron 921 Victor November, San Bernardino ground, runway 24, taxi via Echo Alpha.
Echo Alpha, runway 24, Baron Netter, Christian Baron 1 Victor November.